Hey guys, in this video we're checking out the gameplay trailer for Battlefield 2042 Season 7, and I will take a look at this from a sound design perspective. The sound design in this trailer is made by the awesome guys over at Source Sound. They are a world-leading sound design team that are very famous for the car commercials, but they are doing a lot of gameplay trailers also. So if you haven't checked them out, I highly suggest you do that because they are totally awesome. Alright, let's dive into this. Yeah, let's take a brief moment to get some air here. Yeah, it's so intense, but it's so good. So let's just figure out a little bit of what it is we hear and what the sound designers have done here. So it actually starts before we see the visuals. So they lead out with something called a J-cut, and that's when we lead with audio before the visuals. So we hear a reload sound before we see the visuals. So if you just take a listen to that first. So you hear the sound before we see the visuals, and that like invites us into the story. We get a little bit of information, and that's really smart because we have this super intense scene coming up right after here. And here we have like it's gun firings and there's a close combat and it's just super chaotic. And what they do then is that they connect all of the different parts into one big moment, because we have music, we have sound effects, and we have visuals going on at the same time. And since it's so chaotic, we need something to just latch on to. So when she ends up stabbing him in the throat, we have like big moment when all of these three parts comes together. We see her stabbing him in the throat, and we hear the gore, blood splatter, and then we also have something like ragang gang gang boom. It's like a drum rolling and then leads on the downbeat of the music. So we'll listen to that part also. Ragang gang 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 splat, basically. So we continue. Oh, that impact is so good. And what they do here is that they use something called a double transient when the tank hits the house. And that's both for, it's like a natural sound basically, because it's not like one big smash. It's not, it's, and you can hear this in all kinds of explosions and all kinds of gun sounds and everything. It's both feels more natural, but it also gives us as audience a little bit more time to experience the sound, because we have multiple transients and it gets like a slightly bit longer instead of just one big bang. So both more natural and also more of an cinematic experience for us, and it's so well done here. And you can have like different characters on for different transients here. So if we take a listen to that one more time. Basically, or you can hear like those kaboom, kaboom, different kinds and different textures, of course, but it's really smart way to enhance the sound like that. So let's continue. And there we have a different kind of sound design moment where it's really, really smartly done. Because right after this big impact here, we have this like super chaotic moment here where the house is burning and people are falling everywhere and shots are in the sky and new enemies are coming back here. And the sound designers here use like something that's almost like ingrained in our DNA, like an old fear, an old danger. They use like a big roar sound. So if we just back it up a little bit more, right after the impact here, you will hear something like it's like a lion roar or some kind of animal roar. So we take a listen to that. And I mean, we can't see a lion here, right? I can't at least. But they use that emotional impact from that sound in order to enhance the story, because this part of the story is all about chaos, all about that everything is going to hell basically. So they use something that we as humans are naturally afraid of and everyone can basically relate to. And since it has the same emotional impact as the story needs, it feels natural, even though we can't like physically connect a sound like that to anything that we see on screen. So they use the emotional impact, and it's so well done, and it's so important in a scene like this. So yeah, let's continue from that.
Nomad Squad, there are more coalition forces incoming. The village cannot fall. This fight is all or nothing.
Affirmative! Nomad Squad on the move! Enemy! Max entry! Need ammo! Not today.
All right, yeah, let's pause again. And we have a really cool sound design like moment here. So if we take a listen to these guns that we see here, they sound so threatening and so powerful, and they have probably enhanced like real gun sounds with some kind of low-end enhancer, some like enforcer from Boom Library, or like basement from Unfiltered Audio, or they use kick drums or sine waves together and just trigger them together or something. And there are multiple different ways to do this, but they do this to get these sounds sound more powerful and more threatening. And you have like a little bit of gap in between them, so they feel like, and so like it feels like they can like crash down a house basically. And a little bit later here, we get to this scene, and here we have a totally different kind of sound from this gun here. It sounds really, really thin, and it doesn't have that low end. And just think of it when you listen to it, what the emotional impact creates out of these two different ways of process these sounds. You have like the big, or at least for me, the big threatening sound first, and then the thinner sound that sounds more weak. So if you just take a listen to that. That's like the difference between them. The reason for them to do this is that the opponent has the overhand basically here. So we want them to feel like really threatening, and we want to tell a story that our like heroes are in a bad situation and our guns are not as powerful, and we're basically in a bad situation. So it's really, really smartly done once again. So we continue from here.
Not today.
Another really, really cool and smart scene here, sound design wise. So when this guy gets hit, you can hear like a high tinnitus sounding sound, and that's another like emotional impact that they are playing with. If we as humans hear like that high ringing in our ear, like tinnitus, it's like when something has gone bad. It's too loud. It's like a physical reaction that you can hear, that when something was too much, you were in a concert and you were like too close to the speakers, or you heard something like it was a really bad situation for you basically. And since that is something that you can like hear, they use this to create this emotional impact again, and something that we as humans can relate to with a situation when everything is going really, really bad. They use that high tinnitus sound to like emotionally strike us. And right after that, our hero picks up this gun, and she can't like really get it to work, it seems like. And we hear this like, wee, wee. It's a tonal thing that we hear, and it's panned out from left and right. It's really wide, and we see this like almost like blurry images. It's like a really another weak moment for our heroes. So they play with the sound again that we can relate to, a tonal sound. I mean, we can't really connect that to anything here, but it's the same kind of interval as any kind of alarm sound. If we listen to a fire truck or an ambulance, it's just that classic alarm sound that they use here. So once again, something that we can relate to when we hear an ambulance or a fire truck. It's often a bad situation, and then you have that like really wide, so it creates this like nausea feeling, and that's exactly what we see. So once again, really cleverly done by the sound designers to like strike us with emotion and stuff that we can relate to as humans. So if we take a listen to that part once again.
Not today. them up.
Time to shine.
Another battle.
Yeah, another break. So much going on here. So now we like introduce the vehicles into the story basically. Interesting enough, the sound designers like really emphasizes all the guns still, even though we have like a truck, like a jeep, like running just past us, and we have the chopper that are in the sky. We can hear them, of course, but they are like really subdued to the guns. It's all about the guns and the explosions, and it's natural because a game like this is all about the guns. That's the like the tool that you use to win the game and the tool that you use to survive in the game. It's like the most important part, and it's like really shines through here how they prioritize different sounds. They prioritize down all the vehicles and then prioritize up the explosions and the guns. So if you take a listen a little bit here and just think about the Jeep, how low it is in volume, and the chopper when that comes in. Hear it, but it's just slightly there. So nice.
Nomad 1, report. What's your status?
We're in position. Light them up.
So there with the chopper also, it's coming in, and but we like hear the gun from the chopper more than we hear like the rotors from it.
Nomad 1, report. What's your status?
We're in position.
So really smart.
Time to shine.
So a really cool sequence here where with the rocket launcher too. We have that the first thing just with the launch of it. It's easy to think when you have like a rocket launcher that's like firing basically, that you do that like a big bang basically. But if we listen to that, it's really hollow. It's like this big tube that just releases this rocket. And then just after that, when the rocket fires up, we have like that double transient again that I spoke about in the beginning. When the tank hits the house, we have that here too. And then we have the rocket coming in. We can see it visually go a little bit from the right to a little bit to the left, but sonically, we hear it super wide stereo panning, and that just enhances the movement and the forward motion of it. And then when we hit the chopper in the end here, they actually use a sub downer, so boom. And that's often thought of as some kind of trope, and it's so cliche that we're often suggested to not use it. But I mean, these guys are the best in the world. If they do it, it's probably okay for us other like deathly humans to use it too. So really cool sequence. Let's take a listen to it, the full.
To shine.
Really cool. All right, that was a really fun one. I really enjoyed doing this video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you are new to sound design and you want a couple of tips along the way for creating and sculpting your show reel, I have a cheat sheet linked in the description below. This covers what to think about when you create your show reel, what to have in it, and you also get checklists so you don't forget anything. So if you need that, go ahead and download it. It's totally free. And if you want to see how I go about to sound design a trailer, you can check out this video where I show in depth my process for how to create it. All right, that's it for this video. Take care of each other, and I see you in the next one.